Come on and get your seats.
I make mine with unsweetened almond milk.
What?
35 calories, no sugar. That's the way to go.
I hate it when my dietitian follows me out of the bathroom. Okay.
The original.
Just to see if you're paying attention. Come on, you guys. All right. So, now we're going to go on to our next workshop. Very, very excited about it. I keep doing this because it's like trying to talk to you guys with like the brights in my car in my face. But we are so excited for this next topic, you guys. I'm telling you, in my experience working with coaches, one of the things that I see that's common in every successful coach is there's a mindset pivot that happens. When they stop letting their business kind of happen by accident and they really start to own their business. And it's a mindset shift, okay? And this mindset shift is difficult to teach, but I gotta tell you, I think if anyone can do it, it's our next two presenters, okay? So, we have some great information for you. I hope you're ready for it. I hope your carb coma has passed, right? Those of you that ate bread for the first 9 months, okay? For lunch. And you're ready to engage with this. So please help me bring to the stage with a round of applause, Miguel, Carrasco, and Stuart. I don't know which side they're coming from. Get them out here. All right, you two, come on. Now, I gotta tell you something. Now, they really need no introduction, right? But just in case you're brand new and you need to know the caliber of people we have, I'm going to tell a little about it. First of all, Miguel. Yeah, Miguel. The 9-star diamond coach. Pretty good. Last year he was number 11 on the elite coach. He says he was the first loser, okay, out of the top 10. But I think that's pretty dang good, right? Number 11 is nothing to worry about there. He's also achieved elite status 2 times as a coach and a successful 5 legend. So give it up for Miguel, everybody. And Lori over here, to tell you about Lori. Lori is a superstar diamond coach. That's a pretty big deal right there. She's also a 2014 top 10 elite coach. Okay? And she's achieved elite coach status twice. Okay? Which is incredible. And she's also a 2014 top 5 challenge pack seller and a Success Club 10 legend. Okay? So give it up for Lori. You guys are in great hands. I'm going to get out of here because you want to listen to them, so take it away, you guys.
There's a lot of people here.
Oh my God.
Man, I really hope we're good.
You practice? I was saying right here. Okay. All right, well, welcome you guys. I have to have notes, so sorry. Okay, so first, thank you guys for showing up. We're here to talk about going from a hobby to a career coach, and you've already made that first step just by coming here. You've taken time away from your family and your kids, and you've spent money, and probably a lot of money in the core, and so you're already on your way towards shifting that mindset over. So, how many of you, just by raising hands, were a discount coach, started out? That's a good one. Okay, that's a lot of you. So that was me as well. Had I known this moment would have ever happened, I would never have signed up. I'd have paid extra for the rest of my life. But I signed up with just the intention of getting a discount. So basically that's how I got started. I was an accountant. I worked at Southwest Airlines. I had just had my 4th baby, and I needed to lose weight. It would not come off like it did with the other 3. The rubber band on my pants was getting a little old, so I signed up to do Insanity so I could work out at home, get the shakes, and be an accountant. I just wanted to save the money, so that's how I joined. After I began doing it, because I was kind of a Facebook ghost, I didn't really post a lot. I just mostly commented on other people's stuff, my friends. But that was my way of being accountable. So I would log on and I would post my workout that was like at 11 o'clock at night, because if you don't post it on Facebook, it doesn't happen. So every night I would post. But the thing was, I had 3 kids, I was nursing. I also had another job. I ran a wedding business through Etsy. So I really was tight on time, and so 11 o'clock, knowing I had to be back up at about 4:15 to make it to work by 6 was a struggle. So that was my main accountability, showing up and posting. After a while, the weight began to come off. and people began to ask me questions, what I was doing, how was I losing the weight, and I just loved the program so much and what I was doing that I just kind of started sharing and talking more about it, and really, those simple steps kind of brought us to where we are today. So
that's awesome. That's a great story. My story was a little different. I'll tell you a little bit about my story if you haven't heard it before. Here's the thing. I was actually a little bit different in the sense that I was really successful before I became a Beachbody coach. But I always say that with, or so I thought I was really successful. So my story started actually about 3 years ago. Career-wise, I was making well over 6 figures. I was traveling, staying at the nicest hotels. I had a great job as a Microsoft consultant. Things were great. On paper, people would be like, wow, that guy's got it made. He's got the great car, he's got the great family. Things are great. What they didn't know was that I was 235 pounds. And that I would go out every evening and indulge in crazy amounts of food. That's what you do when you have an unlimited expense account. It sounds good, but it's actually not that good for you. And I kept doing that, and one day, I still remember this day because this is my moment. And the whole reason I'm speaking to you guys today is I hope that one of you has this moment. And my moment was I was driving home from daycare, picking up my kids, 2 kids at the time. And as I'm driving home, I'm holding on the steering wheel, and my left hand kind of starts feeling a little bit numb. And I live in Winnipeg where it's like minus 50. So I'm like, okay, well, it's probably just cold out. Probably bang my hand or something. I'm going to keep going. I got home, made dinner. I get in the shower. And I'm kind of like shampooing my head and stuff. And I feel like, I can't really feel the left side of my face. It's kind of bad. And I'm like, I get out of the shower. And I do something that I never do because I'm pretty hyperactive. And I go and I lie down. And my wife looks at me and she's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing, I'm good. She's like, what's wrong? Why are you lying down? And I said, well, I kind of can't feel like the whole left side of my body. So I figure if I just sleep it off, I'll be good. She's like, you need to get to the hospital right now. And I'm like, I'm fine. And if you know my wife, actually my wife was the one that got pulled up on stage earlier today. I was backstage and I was like getting ready to come out and I was like, wow, that's awesome. And that was really cool. I'm so proud of you for that. And anyway, so my wife makes the argument about 5 minutes. I get in my car, I drive to the hospital. The Canadian healthcare system, I'm not going to get into politics, but you got to wait a couple of days. You better be dying when you go to the hospital in Canada. So I get to the hospital, and they check my stuff, and they let me in front of a guy that's holding his thumb in his other hand. I'm like, that's not good. So I'm lying down, there's nurses and there's doctors, and they're like trying to figure out what's going on. I could go on forever, but long story short, my moment was I'm staring up into the ceiling, I'm 235 pounds, my cell phone is dead, and I'm thinking I'm gonna die. Like, no joke. I'm thinking like, and I start thinking of things I've never thought about, like, who's gonna pay the mortgage? Who's gonna do this stuff? Like, I never get to see my kids grow up. And so that was, sorry, I'm good. That was a moment for me that I'll never forget. Thinking that I could lose everything. And you know how when you get sick, nothing else matters? That was my moment for me. And I was like, I gotta figure out what's wrong with me. I gotta figure out. My blood pressure was 190 over 140. Right? I got out of there, I went to doctors for a month. You know, they couldn't figure out what was going on. I went for all the scans. Not one, by the way, said, hey buddy, you should lose some weight. So I took that upon myself. I started running, I started doing all these different things, and one day I see this commercial on TV for P90X. I tried P90, I ordered P90X, I ended up ordering Turbo Fire, and I'm on the phone, I'm like, yes, I'll take the chin up bar, everything, give it all to me. If I buy it all, I will get amazing results. And of course it sat there for 2 weeks. And then finally one day I was fed up, and I set up the chin up bar. I did 3 days of P90X. I can tell you some funny jokes about that. I ended up falling on my butt. I go upstairs, I got behind again, I sit down on the couch, and my wife's like, what are you doing? Like, I thought you were going to do this thing. And I was like, P90X, it's not for me, I can't do it. She's like, you should try Turbo Fire. I was like, Turbo Fire is a girl's workout. I'm not going to do it. So the next day, I get out and I'm like, okay. I'm looking at Turbo Fire, I'm like, some pretty good looking people in Turbo Fire. I'm try this out. So I pop it in, and I'm like, what's the easiest workout? 15 minutes. Perfect. I'm like, HIIT. That sounds great. HIIT. Let's do the HIIT workout. I'm dying at the end of this workout. Like, picture me 235 pounds. I'm a short little Spanish guy. Now I'm like trying to do these things. Long story short, at the end of that video, and this is why I became a coach, so this is kind of my thing. Shalene Johnson looks at me, I'll still remember it to this day. She looks at me and she's like, and she looked at me, right? She's like, it's you, baby, all you, and you can do this. And I was like, that was the moment. Like Simon Sinek said today, when you tell someone that you believe in them, how does it do that? Sounds pretty good. I can't do it. There we go. That changes your life. And that was my moment, kind of when I decided things were going to change. That's when I became a coach. And here's the funny thing that happened is I ended up becoming a coach. And long story short, I lost about 80 pounds doing the Beachbody workouts. I gained about 10 pounds in Nashville. Pretty good. Thank you. And the shift for me happened, where this kind of became a career for me, was I started inviting people, and a friend of mine kind of came to me, and she goes, hey, you know what? I kind of want to try this Beachbody thing. How's it going? And I'm a week into this, by the way. And I haven't followed a single challenge pack. I haven't signed up a single coach. He's like, how's it going? I'm like, it's going amazing. Like, this is going to blow. That's going to be great. It's totally awesome. And in Canada, we get paid, like, it was ridiculous. It wasn't awesome yet. So she's like, great, I'm going to sign up as a coach. And I'm like, awesome. And I hang up the phone, and I'm like, oh, I better figure this thing out. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to help this person. She's like, she wants me up for lunch and do all these things. And that's where my shift happened. That's really where I started thinking, okay, how can I help Marlo, who was my first coach, become successful? Because for me, I'll tell you my little secret. I became a coach not for me. My goal was in 3 years to earn maybe $3,000 over the course of 3 years to buy a triathlon bike. That was my goal. And I'm still going to buy that bike in about 4 months. But I've earned well over that. But I do things to help other people. And I knew if I became a coach, that other people would keep me accountable. And that's where my shift in attitude came.
Awesome. We're going to go get some water. Okay, so my story wasn't as dramatic. I didn't, fall out like that. But what happened for me was, like I said, I had to post on Facebook. I had to talk about it. That was my way of being accountable. And once I finished my first program, I didn't stay 60 days later. I lost some weight. And my coach, who is Danielle and Tony, said, you need to post that on Facebook. And I'm like, oh my God, no. Like, I sit next to people who are my friends, and if I put my back fat rolls on Facebook, I would be mortified. But she said, no, you have to do it. You would inspire someone else. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it. It really just kind of proves that I completed the workout. And then what happened is more people began to ask me, how can I do it? What do I do? And I thought, okay, well, that's cool. I can earn money to cover my shakes. I can make a little extra money. Because at the time, we were so broke. It wasn't that we were broke, we were just so bad in debt. I had a very, very good job. My husband had a good job, but it was just check, check. And I always had a side hustle going. So I thought, why not add one more? We'll do this. It's easy, right? So the more I began to share, the more kind of I had friends that were interested. And one of the moments that kind of flipped the switch for me was that I kind of started, we were doing like a group together. And it's funny, we were called the Chubby Buddies. That was our challenge group name. And we didn't really know what a challenge group was. I hadn't done any training. But one day, one of the girls in the group signed up as a Beachbody coach. And I was so excited. And I was like, but I don't see you. Because she signed up with someone else. And so in that moment, I realized she didn't even know I was a coach. She didn't even know I was doing a challenge group. I have to figure out what is it that I'm doing wrong that I could help someone else and not go through that again. So I began to start sharing. I came out of the closet as a coach. I started to talk about more of what I was doing, trying to help more people get started. And so it was still a hobby to me. I still just did it on the side. Never, ever in a million years would have quit my job to come do this. But after a while, consistently building, I started to earn a little more income. I started to be able to cover the cost of my kids' football uniforms, put money on their lunch accounts, and not count my bank account to the penny every day before getting some lunch. And it was a big deal for me. But what really made the switch for me was that I think it was about 7 months into it, I got called into the office at work and they let me go. I was a senior accountant at Southwest Airlines, and I lost my job. And a part of me was relieved because I thought, you know what? I could do this Beachbody thing. You know, it's not that hard. I'm good at being on the internet all day. Face-to-face may not be great, but internet, I'm awesome. So I said, we give myself 6 months, and we'll see. So that's kind of the moment that I said, I have to now change my actions. I have to now have that mindset that this is going to be my job and my career. But how do you do that? You know, for me, I woke up that first week. In the first week, people who knew me, I was lost out of my mind. I've worked multiple jobs since I was 16 years old. So what do you have to do? You have to kind of figure out how to prioritize your time. And part of that is getting that mindset and knowing what those no matter what's are that you have. There's a lot of time suckers. There's a lot of things that take up your day that you might not think. And you think, I don't have time to do this, but you really do. So think about that. You know, all of your Facebook scrolling, Instagram, TV, you know, what are the guilty pleasures that you have that you do that take up some of that time? So I want to kind of we're going to take a little poll. I don't know if you can hear you, but what are some of the things that are in your life that are no matter what? You know, was it no matter what, I'm going to sit down, or is it every, Wednesday night and watch this TV show? Is it every, no matter what, I'm going to do this? Those are your priorities with your family and with your home, but what are your business no matter what? So does anybody have anything that you do every day you want to share? What's your no matter what? Okay, I know y'all are better than that. Yeah?
Those are good. Those are really good.
All right, just making sure y'all are there.
We can't really hear you, but
Yeah.
It sounds real good.
So we got together with all the top coaches, and we all came down with what are our no matter what's daily? What are the things that we must do to prioritize our time to basically focus on the task at hand? So these are some of the ones that we came up with, and you probably have these on your list. So you want to go through this?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's so many no matter what's that you have. I heard like Facebook, and obviously the vital behaviors are key. I know some of you are like tired of them, but they are key. One of my biggest kind of no matter what's that I do, that I've canceled everything for, and then maybe before I say this, let me say this much. When I built this business, I was working 60 hours a week, traveling every other week, Monday to Saturday, 2 kids at home, with a pregnant wife that's sitting right there, that didn't think this was going to work out. Okay, so when we say no matter what, these are things that you don't do after Summit when you're all excited. These are things you do when it's hard to do them, because that's when growth happens. So my no matter what, for me, of all these things, a big one that I've always done, since the second week I started as a coach, first week I had nobody, second week I had it, are team calls. Team calls with people. Getting face-to-face with people. Simon said he did a great job when we're talking about, you can watch all these things, but recreating this is hard. But one of the best ways that I found, and I can give you a tip right now, is to start doing team calls. How many of you actually do team calls twice a week, every week, no matter what? Honestly, how many of you do that? Look around you, not many people.
I don't do it, don't feel bad. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So for me, my big tip to you on this slide is to do those things. Even if you have one coach, do a team call, load up Zoom, it's free, we get discounts with Beachbody, right? Load up Zoom, do a team call with yourself, because here's the trick about team calls, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. You learn by teaching. That's when you really learn. So doing those one-on-one calls with someone else, when they ask you questions and you don't know the answer, and you're like, I have no idea, General, what you're talking about. Those types of things, that's when you learn stuff. So team calls and one-on-ones, that's one of my big no matter what's. I canceled sporting events, I canceled going out for dinner. Mondays and Thursdays, like clockwork, we do team calls.
I'll get better. I'm gonna do it, I promise. I'm gonna get better. So, I'm just gonna one-up you. Like, I was busy. I worked 40 hours a week. I had a 2-hour commute every day. Well, it was 10 hours. Okay, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. I worked 10 hours a day. It was a 4-work week every week. Anyway, it was a 2-hour commute. I had 3 kids. I was nursing. And all you moms out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. That takes up half your day. So I was busy, okay? But I found the time to find these no matter whats and put them into my schedule. So what was that? I no longer watch TV. I can't really think of the last time I really sat down and did much of that anymore, because I said, I'm going to give this up for something that's greater. So I let go of those little pleasures of TV time. I do schedule time with my daughter. We have a special show that we'll watch every week, and she still gets mad when I'm on your tiny phone. So, you know, we make improvements. But, and the other thing that I did was, because I had that hour commute, I had 2 hours a day that I was able to switch the music off, and I was able to do personal development. I do not like to read. I buy magazines and I flip through the pages. So I found audio was huge for me. So I would find personal development books, podcasts, Beachbody, old wake-up calls, whatever you could find. I would just play that while I was driving in the car. And even if you're not totally paying attention, it's still coming into your mind. So for me, that was a huge help that, helped me. But I had something else I was going to say. I'm a better one. I wasn't done.
Sounds great.
I wasn't done. You're going. But it's the last slide. Anyway, most importantly, my biggest thing, we were talking about the no matter what, it's not just personal development, but it's showing up every day. It's you showing up, being consistently consistent. It's not just showing up one day, taking 2 days off. It's showing up every day, and it doesn't have to be about Beachbody every day. This is just something that's part of your life. This is just something that you now do. So of course you share about it. It doesn't have to be contact me at the end of everything, but you have to show up. And so that is by those 2 to 3 quality posts a day that you already switched the screen off of. But yeah, that is something that you need to do. So if that's showing your breakfast, if it's saying that you didn't feel like eating a healthy breakfast, if that's showing a lunch, if that's saying I screwed up today and I went and ordered a pizza, if that's I didn't feel like working out, or maybe you have all of these amazing things, you have to show it.
I get back and it went forward.
I don't remember what that said. Okay, thank you. You're awesome. Awesome. All right,
I'm hired.
I lost my train of thought. Okay, but no matter what, your goal is to read this, to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life. Why? Because everyone matters. Everyone, even the people that buy it on eBay, even the ones that get it from their next door neighbor, even your sister that got it from her best friend's burnt copy. Everyone matters, right? So I want to tell you, if someone comes to you and they say, you've inspired me, I want to get started, and you're like, you didn't buy it from me, that's okay, let them join, because my diamond coach that's right there, she ordered P90X from somewhere, I don't remember, but I let her in my group, I let her in my group anyway. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a group, why not? You know, it's one extra person, maybe she'll actually talk. So let them in. Let them in, help them. What happens? You have the opportunity to build relationships, because that is your ultimate goal, is to help other people. So it doesn't matter. You build a trust, they buy from you, they sign up, and then they start doing one-star qualifications like she's about to do next week.
Then I became a coach and felt good. And then somebody did it to me and I didn't like it very much.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. The only thing I'll add to that is, again, we were all in that presentation this morning. I'll refer back to it again, because it was so good. And Simon really nailed it. You know, when he really said, because how many times has someone told you, or maybe you even said, hey, so-and-so bought this workout for free, should I still help them? How many of you actually heard someone ask you that? And here's the thing, when someone buys something, like she said, and they haven't paid for it through you or whatever, that's your chance. That's your chance to help them without expecting anything in return. Like, don't make it yucky, because then it's worth nothing. And just help them, put them in the challenge. You bet I'll help you, no problem, come in, we'll help you. Right? Eventually, they will love your help and they will probably buy a workout, and if they don't, it doesn't matter. all about helping people. So no matter what, every single person absolutely, absolutely matters to you. So in terms of duplication, let me talk about this one really quickly because I royally screwed this one up in the beginning. Okay, I had a lot of great success right away in the beginning, but I messed up. A lot of people don't know this. And the way I messed up was I thought I was going to reinvent the wheel. I thought I knew things a little bit better. And so my big kind of mess up that I did was I was a tech guy, I was a computer guy. So I started not just blogging, but I knew how to program. So I started creating like very intricate blogs, and I tried to train my team on blogging, and I wasted probably 6 months, trying to train my team not just to write and share the story, but literally how to set up WordPress and how to install the right plugins and all this technical stuff. Right? I was really good at it. I've gotten well over 100 successful points many months in my blog, but what I realized was that for me, that didn't duplicate. That didn't duplicate. So what I realized very quickly, thankfully, after that, and quickly I say 6 months into it, that we have all the tools we need. I've probably been asked today, probably about 50 to 100 times, what's the secret? Like somehow there's something I know that nobody else knows. And if you want to hear it, here's what it is. It's the last slide. It's the Vital Behaviors. I get my coaches into new coach boot camps, and we get it done. And that's a really big key. So my big mess up was I tried to teach everyone to blog, when in reality it was already on their way up for it.
Yeah, so duplication is really important. Not only just the training, but it's plugging them into your challenge groups, getting them started in coach training, showing them what you use in order to help them. And if you're newer and you're like, I don't have anything, I don't know what to do, reach out, ask your diamond, ask your star diamond, because we have all of these tools readily available for you. And if you didn't know, they're in the back office. So when I was working, I used to keep the 5-step invitation guide and the overcoming objections, and there was one other one I can't think of, but I left them open on my computer screen all day, every day at work, just in case someone came and asked me about it, right? So I had to learn and teach myself how to talk. So I began to just create kind of my own wording of how I was communicating with people, and it worked. I began to sell tons and tons of challenge packs, but my team was still struggling. So we kind of created a script that we could all use, a skeleton, something that they could use and reword to make it their own voice, and use that for them to become more confident to start out. You can't just, like you said, if you can't teach it, they can't do it. And it's really hard to create a system without a way to teach that. That totally didn't make sense, did that? Yeah. Whatever, okay, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so just basically tell them everything you're doing.
I'm scared to hit next now.
We're good.
Next comes the karate kick or something. Awesome. Okay, let's keep going here. Got lots of good stuff for you guys. So.
All right, so when you're duplicating, when you're doing everything.
I didn't do that.
Right. Seriously? Yeah.
I didn't know.
I don't have those on my screen. This was the big one. You're just looking at it.
Can we go back one slide?
I guess it's good you're trying to coach now.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding.
This is why I'm out of tech. This stuff reads and stuff, and I don't like it.
I'm just playing that stuff, so playing. Okay, so it's important to show up. Like I said, you got to show up every single day. You are now the CEO of your own business. You need to show up, you need to think, and you need to act like you are the CEO. That means you don't get to play hooky, you don't get to show up one day and not the next. Do you think that Bill Gates would have called in sick to work? No. He began to think and act like a CEO, so that's what you need to do. It doesn't matter if you are an Emerald coach, if you are a coach, or if you are a 15-star diamond, you still have to own it with what you're doing. I lost my place on my note cards. So let me give you an example. Okay, so part of showing up and the importance of it is, let's think you're going to go Starbucks, and you want to get a coffee. It's the middle of the day on a Thursday afternoon, and you show up and the doors are closed, and you're like, oh no, they're supposed to be open. So you leave. You come back 2 weeks later, the door's closed. What do you know? You know that Starbucks is supposed to be open Monday through Sunday, really early, really late, but they're not there. So what do you think that people are going to think about you if they come to your page? If something just pops in their mind, like, what do you think that girl's doing? And they come to your page and you haven't posted in 2 or 3 days. But yet they know another coach that posts all the time. They don't really know them, but then they see that they're consistent. They're showing up daily, they're sharing. They're going to probably go to that person because they trust them. They trust that they're going to show up. They trust that they're going to be there to help them when they need it. So that's why that is so important. You have to be there to help and train. There's these other action items relating to personal growth.
Yeah, like for me, like a big one for me, like when I was a Microsoft consultant, we used to travel all the time to big conferences, like not just one of these, like 4 times a year. And with computers, things change like every 6 months. So it was a constant learning process. Just like when you're at an event like this, next week, there's a Super Saturday. How many of you are registered for a Super Saturday? Awesome. And they're going to be more intimate. You get to ask more questions. So you always have to be learning, committing to growing yourself and becoming better every single day. Backstage, someone asked me, said, are you ready to go? Is everything good? And I said to them, hey, I'm ready. I'm the best, as ready as I'm ever going to be. Because every day I try to get better and better and better. Right? I'm not perfect. Sometimes Facebook makes it look perfect. You ask my wife, I'm totally not perfect. Yeah, don't worry, I screwed up the slides. Come on. If I can screw up slides, you can do this business, trust me. And the other thing I do, showing up consistently, is all of my coaches, I do something called Getting Started Right calls, and I really kind of own my role as a sponsor with them. I give everyone a fair shot. I do the same thing with everybody. Do you want me to tell you guys what I do? No. Okay, I'll tell you. So here's what I do. I do this thing called, basically, in 7 days. Okay, so in 7 days, I know that my new coach needs to take massive action. So if I have a new coach, how can I quickly, in 7 days, get them to do what? To post a challenge group invite and go public. So when a new coach signs up, the first thing I do, within 24 hours, I have a one-on-one call with them. Ideally, it's a Zoom call so they can see me, they know I'm a real person, or it's over the phone. In those first 24 hours, I tell them on that call, I tell them, hey, listen, I want you to be successful. How bad do you want this? What do you want? Because you don't want to impose your goals onto them. A lot of people do that. You want to hear what their goals are. What do they want to do? I just want to pay for my Shakeology and workout and stuff. I'm really busy. Cool, that's great. I'm going to keep you accountable. We're going to do good. If they tell you, hey, I want to be the next top coach in the company, awesome. I'm going to help you achieve that. I'm going to keep you accountable. So those first 24 hours, I meet with them, I talk to them, find out their goals, and I put them in what I call a 5-day new coach boot camp. And no, I didn't invent it. It's Coach Basics. Just I slimmed it down to 5 days, the most essential elements. And in that, I get them to, within the first 7 days, post a challenge group invite and find out their why. Not just any why, but a why that makes them want to cry. I get them to write it out, they send it to me, I send it back, we get a before and after picture, we get it posted. Because I don't really care if they sell a challenge pack or not. Our goal is to help other people, inspire other people. And if they do that, they're going to inspire other people, and they're going to feel fulfilled. They don't care about selling a challenge pack at the beginning. All they care about is that someone's going to say, that's an awesome story, tell me more. So if you can do that with every single new coach you sign up, your business will change, I promise you that.
Are you guys taking notes over there, right? Okay. Seriously.
Oh, sorry.
We're out of time. You have good stuff.
You want to sit back?
Yeah. If it wasn't that important, like I wouldn't care. But it is. Well, basically, because I can remember. Okay, yeah, so it's, get on the national wake-up calls and team calls. Now, of course, not everyone wants to just jump on a national wake-up call. But what I want to challenge you is that if you have a team and they do team calls, go to your sponsor, go to your upline, your diamond, and say, hey, on the team call. If that is something that's in you that you think would never come out of your mouth, you are the one I want you to go do it. Because that was me, and I never, ever, ever would volunteer. But my coach would ask, hey, I want you to do this. And because I was the CEO, I wanted to grow and I wanted to build, my response to anything she ever asked was, okay, I'll do it. I might have walked out shaking with no cards in hand, but hey, I show up, right? That's part of that. You know, and also you need to own your role as a sponsor coach. That doesn't mean sign someone up and drop them into your coaches and training groups. That doesn't mean sign someone up and never help them with the challenge group. You have to think of this as someone is trusting and investing in what you have to offer for them. And you have to think of that as like being a parent and having a baby. They're born, they're helpless. They don't know what to do on their own. You can't just drop them in a crib and say, peace out. You have to be there to help. You have to feed them. You have to teach them. They have to learn how to crawl. They will begin to walk. And by giving them all of the tools and the information that they need, one day they're going to start getting up, walking, and letting go of your hand. And that's when they begin to grow. But if you just sign them up and drop them and say, hey, cool, you can learn from my coach. They signed up with you. They connected to you. So you need to make sure you are there to help them and to support them so that they can, feel at least the confidence that you believe in them. Because like he said, I really think that's such the most huge, powerful thing. Because if nothing else, I know she asked me because she believed in me. And so that's why you need to do that as well. No, you can change it. Okay. All right, so let's all read this out loud together, because this right here is important. So release the expectation that your business will happen naturally and create your own opportunities. Can you take a picture? Let that sink in.
Yeah, take a picture of that. What does that mean to you?
I mean, really stop and think about that. That's why we're pausing on this, because this is actually serious. No, it's okay. It's okay. You did the right thing. You did this one. Yeah. So that's being intentional with your business and believing that you have something of value to offer. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in what you have to offer other people, if you don't absolutely 100% love your shakes when someone from another company comes and say, that stuff is expensive, and you don't have a good comeback, you don't believe in it. Someone could come to me all day, every day, and say, well, I opened this, I did that. I don't know about y'all stuff, but what I know about Shakeology is this, and this is why I believe in it. You have to own it. You have to make efforts to really grow and build your business. That could be making a point to speak to someone at the grocery store, commenting on their shoes, getting a new hobby and getting out there and meeting new people. But you have to make the intention of going and getting out there and doing it.
And a big thing, like for me, that I did in the beginning, is believing in yourself. I have to say that as well. Because I can tell you from experience that probably half of you, maybe more, still don't believe in yourself. And that's a big one with everything you do in beach life. Because a lot of it's about confidence. So when you're talking to someone and they need help, you can say all the right things, you can have a script from your coach, but if you're saying it with no confidence, even if it's on a Facebook message, I believe that your results will plummet. That's why I always do this analogy, and I say, if you go through life like Eeyore, right? Oh man, life sucks. I screwed up the slides. I'm sorry, Lori. They did not think you had 50 years. I can't, oh my gosh, the prices in Canada are horrible. No, that's not how I approach life. I approach life like, hey, I'm scared. There's a lot of people out there, but I'm excited, and I want to help you, and you should let me help you be successful. That changes things with people. People believe in that, and when you message people with that enthusiasm, believing in yourself, when it launched in Canada, day one, I was like, I'm the top coach in Canada. Why? Because I was one of the ones that signed up so far. And then week 2, I was like, I'm the top coach in Canada. And I've always said to myself, I'm the top coach in Canada. And if one day I'm not, I'll be like, I'm the top coach in Winnipeg. And if I'm not, I'll be like, I'm the top coach in my house. And then when my wife be me, I'll be like, I'm the top coach in my garage. Believing in yourself is funny, but it's key. It's key to everything that you do. And with that, the last thing I'll say is, on this side, is you have to teach what you do. It's not just enough to sell a bunch of challenge packs and help a bunch of people. If you can't teach that to people and get out there and get up on stage when you're afraid and share what you have inside you, all of you have different experiences. We could spend years just in this room hearing different stories, but so many of you have left it in here because you don't have that confidence yet. You don't want to admit it, but you walk around life like you are. You say things to yourself, but when you talk to someone, you're shut down instead of standing tall and proud because you want to race. The chances of you being born to the parents you were born, in the year you were born, 1 in a trillion. You're all friggin' champions. And so many of you don't believe that. And that's a big reason why I'm so like, coach, but yeah, you gotta teach what you do to people, so.
Yeah, so believing in yourself is super duper important. Did we miss all the other ones?
So you can screw up lots and you can still be a good coach.
You know, you don't learn as you make mistakes. So now next time, I'll hold it to you.
One day. That's why you're number 3.
Okay, so what are some other ways that you can intentionally create opportunities to connect? That's running business opportunities, webinars, calls, open houses. And what I hear a lot is, pretty much, so I just got started. You know, I don't know anything. That's okay. You don't have to. So I think the best kind of coaches are still the ones that don't have results yet, the ones that are just getting started. You have that excitement. So don't hold that in. Share that and put that out there. You don't have to know anything. So when someone says, what do you do as a coach? How do you earn? You know what? I don't know, but I will find out and I'll ask my coach and we'll get back to you and we'll just kind of do it together. That's the best thing. So by sharing these business opportunities, invite your friends. Never ever assume that there is someone that you know or even you don't know that's not going to be interested. Because the reality is, I've had more people come to me that were the ones that would not have been on my list that said, hey, Laura, I want your help. And I was like, wow, I never would have thought you would have done that. Never ever assume. So you put these out there so that they can come back and get more help and jump in and they can create the opportunity to connect with you. You always want to stay in recruiting mode. I'm an accountant, so I always just think, hey, I just want to help my friends save a little money. I don't care if you sell it, I just want you to get good results and save a few dollars. Have that mindset. Don't feel guilty reaching out to other people and asking them. But what's really important is I hear a lot of people that say, I don't know anybody. I don't know how to have a lot of friends. I live in a really small town. I only have, 50 Facebook friends. Here's how you do it. You find a hobby. And if you don't have one, you go get one. And think about what you were and what you did before Beachbody. Did you like to knit? Did you like to sew? You have kids? Do they play sports? Do you like to go to Disney World? Do you fish? Do you have a dog? Do you have kids? There's something about you that gives you an interest. Find a group and join it. Find a group on Facebook. There's other social media sources you can meet and connect with people. But when you go in, you don't go in and just say, I'm a Beachbody coach, sign up with me. You create relationships. And one of the biggest tips that I actually heard from another coach, Joelle, was that when you go in these groups, you make a point to interact with them. And it takes hard, it can take up some time, but you just go. You ask them a comment, maybe you make a comment, you ask a question, and you give them a compliment, whatever order works for you. But that will allow someone to connect with you, to build a relationship, so that way you have someone to build trust with. Then what happens? They get nosy, want to go look at your Facebook page, and they're like, oh, she's lost a lot of weight. I kind of need to lose weight. Well, I'll reach out to her, because we've been chatting, and I think she's a cool person. So you always want to create those opportunities to connect in order to reach new people. And when you do that, pretty much 90% of my team is from social media, and I've never met them before. So it's all of those types of ways that can help you meet people.
You get to meet that coach summit, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right, so this is about exceeding expectations. It's not about the title, it is about your level of service. So in working in a corporate job, you always wanted to show up to your job dressed as what your direct manager, supervisor is, if that was something that you were coming to do. So as you sign up as a coach, you don't think of yourself, oh, I'm just a coach. You are not just a coach. You are a coach that is able to change someone's life. You write down whatever the goal is. I will be a 5-star diamond coach. I am a 5-star diamond coach. That's what I want you to write. Whatever your goal is, have that attitude. If you go and say, I want to be a diamond by the end of the year, no, you exceed that. You say, I want to be 2, I want to be 5. You dream bigger than what you think you are able to do. And it's not about this title, it's about your level of service. You could be a coach, you could be a 10, 15-star diamond, but it's about how you treat people. Do you deliver on the promises? Do you start on time? I don't start on time, but they just know that I'm late, so that's okay. So you do for one what you would do for a tribe. Basically, do you not help your coaches because it's not your personal one? No, you do it for everybody. It's a team. We're Team Beachbody. We're not just a Beachbody. You are your own CEO, but those are all people that are underneath you. The more successful any coach is underneath you, the more successful you are. The more successful you are, the more it comes in a huge circle. And so when you treat people that way, when you treat them with respect, when you're out there helping, encouraging, what happens as the, what is it saying? So the leader, so does the tribe? Yeah, so then they'll start to do the same thing as well. So you want it to lead with the same expectations and attitudes that you would want them to do for other people as well. I think we go to the next slide now.
This is fun. Yeah, I mean, you covered that one really well, so I'm gonna go to the next one. I got a couple things to add there, but we'll keep going along. Just make sure you guys can get out for your hundreds. I love this slide. This is like one of my favorite slides, and I can just read it and just tell you and be like, okay, great. But I want to really make this really clear for you guys. Discipline trumps talent, and you can all be sitting there right now going, yeah, I have discipline. I don't have all those skills, but I'm a hard worker. Especially right now. You know, there's no shortage of people out there that I've heard that have come to me and said, man, I worked so hard for 2 weeks. And I made $50. This doesn't work. See, the thing is, when you leave Coach Summit, every single one of you is going to be on fire. You're going to want to invite like crazy. You're going to be watching the videos. You're going to just be, you're probably already signed up for next year. Right? You're on fire, ready to go. You're like, my team's ready, you're all signed up. But 3 days from Coach Summit, that's what I care about. Are you still going to be as fired up? And I mean, you can learn tactics and read personal development, but I'm really a heart guy. And so I want to make an example of what this is all about. So I want you guys all to stand up right now and take out your cell phones. I know you all have cell phones. Even if you don't want to stand up, you should probably stand up. Because it's Beachbody, we can stand, right? So take out your cell phones, and I want you to flip it so that you have that flash, that light button. I don't know if they can get the lights in here or not, but I want you all to shine your light. If you have someone that you've lost in your life that meant the world to you, if you've had someone in your life that meant the world to you, and they're gone now, and how did they make you feel every day? Because I feel those people that we lose too soon in our lives, they achieved something. So I believe they went on to do something even greater. But now you're left to live their legacy. Look at all these lights around you right now. Look at all these people that don't have the opportunity to be standing where you're standing right now. You owe it to that person to be disciplined 3 days from now. What would they do? What would they want from your life? That's why you're still here. And I want you to hold that emotion 6 weeks from now, 5 months from now, a year from now at Coach Summit, I want to see you. And I want to see you there, not just buying the ticket and say, yeah, I signed up, but I'm doing this for that person that's not here anymore. That's what's important in life. You can sit down now. Thanks, guys.
So you now understand the discipline is important. The passion's going to fade. You think of this like a marriage. It's not always easy. It's not always fun. You don't always wake up and like it. But you do it because you're disciplined enough to do that. All right, so you guys have the tools and you have the training. But what you need is to put the discipline into your life to change that mindset to say, you know what, I don't want to do this as a hobby. I've been treated like a hobby. It acts like a hobby. It pays like a hobby. I want this to be a career. And when I treat it like a career, I'm going to get the rewards from it like a career. So it's time to put your actions in line with your intentions and to go back out there and apply these things. So that way when 2 weeks from now comes, the excitement of summit's worn off, you wake up and you say, I don't feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because discipline trumps talent every time. So, thank you guys.